Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can make this really festive looking tall Christmas snowman decoration just out of some scrap wood. So for this project I'm using some scrap wood, bits of pallet wood. So I've got a main piece of wood here and I'm marking up where I'm going to make some cuts for the length of the body, and then I need to make a hat, so I'm going to cut a top section off of this long piece, and then I'm going to cut one of these pieces of pallet wood here for the brim of the hat. And I made these cuts on the miter saw. So now I'm just checking how the hat's going to look on the body, and for the nose I'm going to use a piece of broom handle. Now I'm going around everything with a round over bit in my router just to smooth over all of the edges. And I'm going to go over the base too. This is just a thin scrap of pine. I then went over everything and gave it all a good sanding down to make it all nice and smooth. So for the nose, I want it to look like a carrot. So I'm using a pull saw, and I've got the piece of broom handle in the vise, and I'm just going to cut off 4 slithers just to make it pointed. I then gave the nose a good sanding. And to attach the nose, I'm going to use a Forstner bit to make a hole. And then add plenty of glue. And just knock the nose in with a hammer. Now I need to get the main body of the snowman attached to the base. So just using a combination square to help me get it centralised. I then just drew around the bottom of the snowman, and I'm going to attach it with 2 screws. So after drilling the pilot holes, I'm adding plenty of glue. Once I had it in position, I flipped it over and then drove in the screws. And then I gave it all a hand sanding. So to add the hat on, I'm going to drill down 2 holes through the brim of the hat into the body of the snowman. And these holes are going to be for 2 dowels. So once those holes have been drilled, I can add the brim to the top of the hat using some glue, and then I'm going to pile it and add 2 screws. And then add some more glue and add the dowels to these holes, and these should line up because I previously drilled through the brim into the body. And I managed to get a nice tight fit with the dowels, so it should hold up really good. Now I want to add the eyes. The eyes are also going to be some little dowels, so I'm just going to make some marks there and then drill 2 holes to add the dowels. So to get these nice and secure, I've just mixed up a little bit of wood filler with some PVA glue and some sawdust, just to make a nice tight fit. Now it was time to start painting the snowman. So for the hat, I'm going to paint it, and these are all water-based paints, and I'm painting it brown. And for the base, I'm going to add some screws and caps, some plastic caps, and that will just help to raise the base off of any surface that it's on and protect the surface from getting scratched. So for the mouth, I want to use some black screws. So now I'm just drawing up a rough outline of the smile. And I'm going to make some dots to give the mouth a series of screws. And I'm going to pilot some holes now, and I'll come back to adding the screws later on. I then started to paint the body, and for that I'm using some white paint, and I gave it about 3 coats. So for the scarf, I've got an old piece of rag here, and I'm just going to cut a length out to make a scarf. And then for the edges, I want them to look frayed, so I'm just cutting a series of lines in the edges. So for the base, I decided to paint it red, and I added some red glitter glue to the top of this as well. Now to add the mouth. And for the carrot nose, I painted it orange and some black paint for the eyes. And I covered the whole snowman in some glitter glue. So to attach the scarf, I used some small nails and some old buttons, and I added a few extra buttons underneath the scarf. And finally I added some golden rope to the top of the hat. And that was the snowman all finished. So that's about it for this video. If you liked the video, please remember to like and also consider subscribing for more DIY related videos. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.